Good evening. Wiltshire Police say the number of assaults on officers and staff has nearly doubled in the last year.
They say the increase is due to alcohol and drug abuse and more people suffering from mental health problems. Well, now the force is to be given more spit guards and tasers to protect themselves.
A warning now that you may find some of the details in Robert Murphy's report distressing.
For more on this, we're joined by David Ibbott, the chair of the Police Federation in Wiltshire. David, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you.
You were a frontline police officer for more than 20 years. You have first-hand experience of this.
Yes, I think I know people
Expect that in any career, should you, to be put under that pressure?
No, absolutely not. And there's a
Current climate, we hear there about more spit guards, more tasers to kind of act as those deterrents. But is there a lack of respect for police officers in 2018?
I think there's been a creeping lack of. I have seen an increase, certainly in.
Resume on that, but is it due to an increase in more officers wearing body-worn cameras, so they're more likely to report an incident happening? Whereas I guess, you know, if it might have happened to you 10 or 20 years ago, you might have not reported it at all.
Well, body-worn cameras have been in for a year, and they haven't to a police officer. I certainly think we do. More police officers.
We'll have to leave it there. OK, David Ibbott, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, let's move on to other news now. England cricketer Ben Stokes has been described as a hero by two gay men following his acquittal over a nightclub brawl. Kai Bauer.
Somerset Freemasons has donated £120,000 to the Poppy Factory, a charity that helps disabled veterans back into work. Tony. Next on this evening's programme, cyclists and walkers say that they are taking back the Bristol and Bath railway path after a series of violent attacks on the route.
Hundreds gathered at a rally last night calling for more awareness and protection for everyone using the 13-mile stretch. Alice Key reports.
Now, there is a nervous night ahead for the tens of thousands of teenagers here waiting for their A-level results. Many of those who don't get the grades they were hoping for will be putting in a call to UCAS in Cheltenham to try to secure a university place through clearing. However, some already know their places are guaranteed regardless of their grades.
Yeah, the number of unconditional offers has risen dramatically, but some say they're simply being used to secure the money that each student brings. Christine Orsford reports. Well, tomorrow we'll be at UCAS in Cheltenham as they take calls for those going through clearing. And if you're concerned about...
Still plenty more to come on our programme this evening before 6:30, including...
And after us, the ITV News continues with the national and international stories at 6:30. Mary Nightingale has the details.
But next on our programme in football, it was a great night for Bristol Rovers, Cheltenham Town and Forest Green as all three progressed to the second round of the EFL Cup.
However, last season's semi-finalists Bristol City were knocked out by League One Plymouth Argyle, while Yeovil came close to an upset, losing narrowly to Aston Villa even. Rishi Davda reports. And if you want to find out why there were some red faces at Bristol Rovers Memorial Stadium clubhouse last night, just head to our website.
We'll say no more. Yeah, but well worth a visit. Now, when you've already swum to the Isles of Scilly, crossed the Straits of Gibraltar and powered across the English Channel, what else is there left to do?
Well, Wellington athlete Beth. Well, good luck to Beth. Now, when you think of the city of Bath, you're most likely to think of images like the Royal Crescent or Roman baths or any of its Georgian architecture.
But the city's tourism board has begun a new campaign to get families out and active and see parts that they don't normally visit. Well, Ellie Barker is on an open-top tour bus going around the city this evening. And Ellie, got some nice views there, haven't you?
OK, Ellie, thanks very much. She was enjoying that bus tour, I think. Weather time now. It's looking a bit cloudy but dry there in Bath. Let's talk to Kate Haskell. How's it looking for the rest of the week, Kate?
Yeah, there was a bit of cloud around first.
OK, thanks very much indeed. Now, before we go, let's remind you of the main headlines here in the West Country this evening. And Wiltshire Police say the number of assaults on...
That's it from us this evening. I'll be back with the late news at the usual time of 10:30.
Now we'll hand you to Mary Nightingale as the ITV News continues from all of us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.